Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into something important for students, parents, well, anyone connected to schools in India.
That's right. We're looking at a new circular from the CBSE.
Exactly. It's circular number 11/2025, dated just July 21st, 2025. And our goal here is to unpack these new rules about how many students can be in a class section. What's the context? What does it actually mean?
Yeah, let's get into it because this isn't, completely out of the blue. CBSE's been tweaking class sizes for a bit now.
Oh, right. There was something earlier.
Yes, exactly. If you think back to August 2023, there was a circular then. That one actually relaxed the limit temporarily.
From 40 students.
From 40 up to 45 per section. But it was only meant for 3 sessions, 2023-24, 24-25, and 25-26.
Okay, so a temporary measure.
The idea was basically to help schools manage the students they already had, rationalize enrollments, with the kind of nudge that they should plan to restrict intake later.
Sort of like, okay, deal with this now, but aim for 40 eventually.
Precisely. But then even that got adjusted.
How so?
Well, a bit later, May 31st, 2024, another circular came out, number 072224.
Okay.
And that one kind of narrowed the scope again. It said the 40 to 45 allowance was really only for specific cases. Like mid-session transfers, think parents getting relocated, or what they call essential repeat, or ER cases, students needing to repeat the year.
Ah, I see. And it wasn't automatic.
No, not at all. Schools had to apply to their regional office, like on a case-by-case basis, so definitely not wide open.
So even with these adjustments, it sounds like schools were still running into problems. They needed more flexibility.
They really were. The board apparently got a lot of feedback, many representations from schools, explaining the difficulties they faced.
What kinds of difficulties? It wasn't just about squeezing more kids in, was it?
No, these were often quite serious situations. You had parents being transferred, defense personnel, central government employees, PSU workers, even private sector jobs forcing a move.
Right, disruptive for families.
Very. Plus, those essential repeat cases we mentioned. Students wanting to re-enroll to improve their marks, students with serious medical issues needing a school change, even kids moving out of hostels.
Wow, okay. So a whole range of legitimate reasons why a student might need admission outside the usual cycle or limits.
Exactly. And sticking rigidly to 40 just wasn't working for these genuine cases.
Which brings us to this latest circular, number 112025. This seems to be the direct response then.
It certainly looks that way. It addresses these specific pressures.
So for you listening, what's the headline? What can schools do now?
Okay, so the main thing is, schools can now register students in sections up to a maximum of 45. That's for classes I all the way through 12.
So 45 is the new upper limit, but not the default.
Correct. It's allowed in exceptional circumstances, going beyond the usual 40 stated in the affiliation bylaws. But, and this is important, they have to record the reasons.
Ah, accountability. How does that work?
For classes 9 to 12, the reasons need to be recorded in 2 places. The school's admission and withdrawal register, and on the portal when they do the student registration. Plus, the OASIS portal.
And for the younger classes, I to 8.
For them, it's recorded in the admission and withdrawal register. And importantly, all applicable reasons across all classes need to be logged in the OASIS system too. Transparency seems key.
So there's a clear paper trail, or digital trail, I guess.
Absolutely. And there's a very firm ceiling. The circular is explicit. No school, under any circumstances, can admit more than 45 students per section. 45 is the absolute max.
Okay, flexibility up to 45. But with strict conditions and a hard stop. Makes sense. But what about the classroom itself? Fitting 45 desks where 40 used to be.
Yeah, that's a practical point, and the circular addresses it directly.
It does. What does it say?
It mandates that if a school goes up towards that 45 limit, the classroom must have a minimum size.
Which is?
Not less than 500 square feet.
500 square feet minimum. Okay.
And there's another condition tied to that they must ensure there's 1 square meter of built-up floor area per child within that classroom.
Ah, so it connects back to existing rules.
Exactly. It aligns with Clause 4.8 of the affiliation bylaws, the 2018 ones. It's about ensuring the physical space is adequate, even with more students.
So manage the exceptions, but don't compromise the basic physical learning environment.
That seems to be the balance they're aiming for.
But is this the new normal then? Is CBSE essentially saying, okay, 45 is fine, or is there still a push towards that original 40?
That's a great question, and the circular offers guidance on that too. It contains what they call long-term advice.
Which is?
Essentially, schools are strongly encouraged to keep improving their infrastructure, build more classrooms, augment facilities.
So the ideal is still 40?
Yes, The circular pretty much states that the goal remains maintaining the optimum enrollment of 40 per section. Why? To ensure, and I'm quoting loosely here, that learning outcomes are not affected.
Interesting. So this flexibility is more like a pragmatic relief valve for specific, justifiable situations, not a fundamental shift in the ideal class size.
I think that's a fair way to put it. It's practical flexibility, but the long-term vision of 40 students for optimal learning holds firm.
Right. So quite a nuanced approach we've unpacked here in this deep dive. CBSE seems to be walking a tightrope, giving schools necessary leeway for genuine student needs, those transfer cases, medical issues, and so on.
While still holding the line on overall quality in that 45-student absolute limit.
And emphasizing the need for adequate space and the long-term goal of 40.
Exactly.
So thinking about this, a final thought perhaps for you, the listener. How do you think these guidelines might shape school planning and maybe even building programs in the coming years? And what does this careful balancing act tell us about that bigger challenge, ensuring every student gets access to education while also providing the best possible environment for them to actually learn? Something to consider.